But you're George Lucas, and you were ahead of your time with American Graffiti. You were ahead of your time with Star Wars. Have you been ahead of your time since then?
Well, I haven't directed a movie since then.
I know that.
Producing, I don't know. I was sort of ahead of my time with Redtails. An all-black film.
But you're the only person who could have got that made somehow.
Well, I paid for it myself.
Daniel Yellow said
they wouldn't distribute it. They wouldn't make it. They wouldn't advertise
because
it.
Because of racism or because of what?
They just said, the market research says nobody will go to that movie.
There you go.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
Alec, you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, cool. All right, I guess I got to do the intro. Hi, assholes. It's ThePodcast. We're back. We're minus Gogs, because Gogs has had to go suck Sean's dad's dick.
This is our first dogless episode in
forever.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny. I didn't even realize it. It's because Gogs has to host these things now through GChat or whatever. However we do this shit, because he's got the business account or whatever. So yeah, we have had to have Gogs around for over a year now, I guess. So it's been a while.
Yeah, I don't think he's missed any since the pandemic started.
Yeah. He could have done this today too, because he's at home. His kid's just sick. So I mean, he could have done it right now. But we're also, not that anyone cares, we're actually recording this super early, so we're going to be a lot more spry and energetic than you're used to. Probably not. I take that back. Alec is in his car. Alec has adopted. He's going to turn into one of those YouTube guys that complains about CRT in his car for 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I got the beard. I don't have my sunglasses on.
Yeah, you need those wraparounds. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, we're here. Get used to it. So what did you all watch? We didn't have a show last week. I said Sean and I were going to do something, but then I got stuck playing video games, and I didn't feel like doing anything. Also, didn't feel like watching movies. I think I echo Sean's statement now, or I don't know if I like movies anymore. It's kind of a chore to watch movies now. I'm always worried I'm just going to hate them, and then it's just a waste of my fucking time.
I started both Black Widow and The Forever Purge, and I made it through about a minute and a half of both combined, and I was like, eh.
Yeah, I like Black Widow. I thought Black Widow was all right.
I just wasn't in the mood, I'm just not in the mood to watch movies by myself. It's
yeah, more about that later in my what did I watch segment. What did y'all watch this week? Did either one of you watch anything? You both have been pretty busy with other projects. So
I watched a bunch of stuff, but I'm only going to talk about a few because I had some long ass plane rides.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, how long is the plane to fucking Hawaii?
Combined, it's almost 11 hours.
God damn. Damn it.
We flew to San Diego and spent the night there, and then the rest of the way to Hawaii.
Damn.
But combined, it was an 11 hour. If it was straight through, it's an 11-hour flight.
Damn, that's a long time to be up in the air. Whew.
Yeah, but I'm just going to talk about some of the movies we watched while flying, and some of these I'm going to save for next week. I watched the D3, The Mighty Ducks, the third one. That movie sucks.
We were just talking about that, I think.
Well, yeah, because I watched Z2 a month ago.
Yeah.
And that movie slaps. This movie sucks. I didn't read anything about it, a lot about it. I don't know if it was a different director who just didn't get what made the first two so fun. But Emilio Estevez is barely in it. And some other guy is the coach. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the first two or how much you remember. I'm sure you've both seen them both.
Yeah, of course.
But in both of the first two movies, Joshua Jackson's character, Charlie, he's not that good. He just has a lot of heart.
Yeah.
In this one, he's the team superstar.
Oh shit.
And he can't believe he's getting benched for his attitude because he's the best player on the ice.
Isn't the whole point of his character in the first two movies is that he had the best attitude?
Yeah, he's the plucky underdog with the heart of gold.
Yeah,
but in this one he's just like, I don't think whoever either wrote or directed this watched the first two movies. They were just like, yeah, it's a Mighty Ducks, whatever, I got it.
Oh, so it's like Star Wars.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much. Or Redtails. Oh, we didn't even talk about what we watched this week. We watched Redtails, everybody. Shit.
Oh, yeah, Redtails.
Gogs is much better at doing the intro than I am. Fuck, sorry.
It's hard to ask yourself those questions because you're like,
yeah.
Well, what do we watch this week, TJ?
Yeah. Also, I think by virtue of me not even remembering to explain that we watched the movie shows my level of interest in that fucking movie. Sorry, go ahead. So D3 was terrible. I like this. What do you call it? This dynamic of slaps or sucks. By the way, I think you really stumbled onto something there.
Well, I'll keep going with that then.
Yeah, slaps or sucks. I like it.
Watched a couple of animated movies. One was Raya, the Last Dragon. Gogs talked about it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's like the new Disney Plus one, right?
Yeah, they didn't release it in theaters. I don't think they released it just on Disney Premier Access. I don't think it got a theatrical release. It mildly slaps. It's not
mild. It's just a light slap.
Yeah, it's not like
it's not like
it's not bad.
It's not a Fry Takayama level of slapping.
Yeah.
I put it on like how we talked. I don't think you guys watched this one either, but like Luca, we talked about that a few weeks ago. Like, it's a Disney Pixar movie, so it's good, but it's not on the same level as some of the other ones. But I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
What's the next one? Oh, this movie.
Are you actually driving and doing the show, or are you like in a parking lot?
No, I'm driving. I just got off work. I'm like on my way home.
That makes it even better. Sorry, go ahead.
Watched The Book of Life.
The Book of Life? The
animated movie from like 2014.
Yeah. I don't have any. I for some reason I thought you were talking about the Terrence Malick movie, but that's Tree of Life.
You're talking about the sexy sister film to Coco?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I really love Coco. I love Coco. I might have liked this even better. Like, this movie is. I really hope that somebody makes like a whole genre of this and keeps making animated Mexican Day of the Dead movies, because like the color palettes and like the what do you call it? The dynamic stuff they can do with animation with all that stuff looks so cool.
Yeah, definitely. It's a cool aesthetic. You should play a video game called Guacamelee. It kind of has that kind of vibe. It's like a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up, but you play a luchador, but all the art style is like kind of like that kind of traditional like Day of the Dead Mexican kind of vibe. It's rad.
That's cool. That sounds cool.
It's fun, and you can get it.
The name sounds like it might be offensive, but I'm not sure.
No, I don't know. I'm not offended.
Yeah, we're glad you're not.
Sean, care to weigh in?
No, I'm good. I don't give a shit about Mexicans.
Sean's not Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
Gogs is the only like relative Mexican. He's got.
You got to understand that Mexicans like on the bottom of the Hispanic totem pole. Like I don't know what's your guys' version, like Polish people.
Yeah.
Who's
the top tier Hispanic race? This is a fun
either Cuban or it depends on your skin tone. So probably Cuban or like white Colombians, white Argentinians. You know what I mean? Like all the Eurocentric ones.
Like a Shakira is a yeah. Okay.
Or what's her name from Blade Runner?
What's her name from? Oh, Ana de Armas or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's top tier at everything. All right, sorry guys, sorry.
Book of the Dead is outstanding. The Book of Life is outstanding. It's done in like the Pixar style, but it's also like Guillermo del Toro produced it, so it's kind of got some of. You can tell it's got some of his like imprints on it too. There's like weird character designs on some of the people, and all the stuff in the underworld looks outstanding.
I'll have to check it out.
It's really neat, and like I really can't. I don't want to say anything about it. I mean, spoilers for a movie that's 7 years old, because like anything I say will kind of give it away.
Is it? But, so it is Disney. It's on Disney Plus.
It is on Disney. It was originally it was a 20th Century Fox release, so Disney owns it now.
Right.
But it was released under 20th Century Animation or whatever they called their animation studio.
Right.
But it's outstanding. Like, I can't recommend it enough. I loved it. I loved it so much that I went and downloaded Coco, but didn't end up watching it on the flight back.
Nice.
But it's real good. One more thing I'll talk about.
One more thing.
Do you want to hear about Ocean's 8 or Tenet?
Tenet. What did you think about Tenet?
I don't know, man. Like, I know you liked it a lot.
I loved it. I didn't like it a lot. I fucking loved it. I think I'm the only.
Gog, I don't know where did Gog end up falling on it. Like he liked it.
I really don't know, honestly. I think he liked it, but like he was very up in the air. Like, you know how he is. Like when he thinks he doesn't understand something. I don't know if that's just him saying he doesn't want to say he doesn't like it. Like I don't know. I think he liked it. I can't be sure. We'll have to ask him when he comes back.
Yeah. Like I liked parts of it, and I liked some of it, but I don't know, man. It feels like Christopher Nolan is really far up his own ass on this one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like a lot of the stuff he came up with and his like explanations and things were just because he wanted to show some cool reverse action stuff.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
This looks awesome, so let me reverse engineer the story from these awesome shots that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. And I'm sure I missed some things too, because it's like 2.5 hours. It's hard to pay attention to a movie for that long. So, I wasn't in a theater where I like had to pay attention. So
yeah, I feel like that definitely hinders it. I saw it in the theater. That was my first COVID theater experience, and only, I guess, technically. And it definitely helped to be like sealed in a dark, loud room where I had to pay attention to it. Because as my mom would say, it's one of those movies you have to pay attention to.
I hate those movies.
Yeah, we don't watch those on the show. I can tell you, Redtails, you don't have to pay attention to pretty much at all. Like Adam whatsoever.
Can confirm.
Yeah, I was. All right, so Tenet, it doesn't slap. What about? You can go ahead and tell us about Ocean's 8 or whatever, unless you want to.
No, I want to hear about Ocean's 11 for girls.
I can talk about it. I thought it was really good. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I liked it.
I don't know why my voice cracked like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you like the Ocean's movies, you're gonna like this movie. Like, it's the same tone. I don't think Soderbergh directed it, but he definitely produced it. Yeah, all the main characters have like good chemistry together. They're all good actresses and actors, except for James Corden. He comes in at the end and he sucks, but everybody else is really good in it.
It's funny because that's a movie that like came out and went away, and I didn't hear it was bad. I didn't hear it was good. I didn't hear anything about it. Like it's just like went away. You know what I mean?
I think it came out like barely before COVID, so it didn't like in the same time where like The Invisible Man came out and stuff. Like
yeah, that was like right before.
Like a couple of weeks, and then like it didn't get a chance for those like moviegoers who definitely weren't going to see it in the first week to go follow up on like a slow beat.
Yeah, true.
But I liked it. Like I thought it was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Cool.
I would recommend it if you liked. I think it was probably better. It's not better than Ocean's 11, but it's definitely better than Ocean's 12. And I don't know about Ocean's 13 because I really like that. I know a lot of people don't, but I really like the third one.
I've only ever seen the first one.
So it's either second or third of the 4 Oceans movies.
Cool.
But yeah, that's all I watched. Season 2 of Ted Lasso started the other day, so I watched the first episode, and that's really good.
Yeah.
And I finished up Loki, and Loki is very good.
I watched all of Loki's fantastic. Loki is like the best of those shows, and that's saying a lot because I really liked all of the shows so far. But I think Loki is hands down the best for me. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I think it was more. I don't know if I liked it overall better than WandaVision, but the ending was more satisfying.
Yeah, if you would have told me 10 years ago, fucking, I don't know, whenever all this shit started, that you'd have a show where fucking Immortus showed up, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Immortus? Are you fucking serious? Yeah, Immortus. Like, okay. And now they did it, and they pulled it off, and it's awesome. And yes, it's technically, it's Kang, I know, but it's the future version of Kang, so that makes him Immortus. I'm tired of these nerds with their arguments. It's clearly they were trying to tell you that. Anyway, but yeah,
I got super pumped because like when that guy first showed up, for like half a second I thought it was I forget what he changed his name to. Mos Def. I thought it was Mos Def. I forget what his Muslim name is.
Yusuf.
I thought it was him for half a second. I was like, oh shit, I love him.
No,
I mean, this guy was still really good too.
That actor's great. He was in Lovecraft Country, which I absolutely hated, but he's really good in it. So I was glad to see him show back up. Like he's good at, like he was good in his his small role in Loki. I thought he played it great. I'm excited to see more of him now that he's going to be like a major villain. So.
That's everything I watched. Sean.
Besides the NBA championship, all I watched was The Last Dance, all 24 hours of it or whatever for the millionth time. I don't know how many hours it is. I want to say it's 9. There's 9 parts. I don't know. There's a lot, but I still hate Michael Jordan. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I was talking to some of the kids that work for me, some of the younger ones. Like, I don't hate LeBron James at all. Because I don't think I really grew up having to deal with him being so dominant.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's besides the Bucks or the Bullets, like my favorite team was whoever was playing the Bulls in the finals. Like I just got so sick of Michael Jordan.
Sure.
And he still comes across like a humongous asshole and somebody that's only concerned about his own brand, even after all this, when he's all old and fat and drunk. Like, it's a great documentary, and just, like, how they're able to get all this, like, behind this, like, why people even saved some of this footage or still had it is beyond me. Of him just, like, pitching quarters with security guards or, like, shit on the bus. Like, it's amazing. Like, it's so well done, it's hard to watch other documentaries. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you want something that in-depth. But, yeah, like, you mainly just feel bad for, like, everybody that played with him or had to interact with him in any way whatsoever.
It's funny to me too because I think it's one of those things that speaks to where we are now and where we were back when we were kids. Because like honestly, like I feel like they did a pretty good job. Like Jordan's people did a pretty good job of hiding his personality to like me as a child. Like I wasn't plugged into what was going on, and like now it seems so obvious that he was such a just terrible person. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's like nowadays I feel like you don't really get that because we're so hooked into everything everyone does all the time, and I think that's kind of interesting to look at.
Yeah, it's like he reminds me of like every fucking asshole boss that you've ever had. And it's like, come on, we gotta do this. And, you know, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. And like we gotta do this. You know,
I hate that. I hate that shit.
A fucking job. Like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like, it's funny to see like Carmen Electra pop up because she was Dennis Rodman's girlfriend. Just like all the internal machinations of the Bulls, like were super interesting. But just like I fucking hate. Like I'm a grown man with no reason to hate this other grown man that I've never met. I can't fucking stand him. But that's it. That's all I watched was The Last Dance.
Yeah. All right. That leaves me. I watched a couple of things. I watched Pig. It's the new Nicolas Cage / guy that was in Heredity. I can never remember his name. Alex Wolff. I don't know. He played Peter in Hereditary. He ends up the one becoming Payman at the end. I think his name's Alex Wolff.
Somebody, real quick. Well, I don't want to cut you off, but this made me laugh.
Sure.
Somebody put a Letterboxd review of Hereditary up there, And it was like, this movie's bullshit. Who the fuck puts peanuts in a cake? And I couldn't stop laughing.
That is true. Who does put peanuts in a cake? I guess you can put them on top, like the shavings. I've seen that. That's
funny.
pretty goddamn funny. So Pig is like getting it's a strange movie because like it's been getting a lot of like pretty positive coverage, I think, overall. The movie is very straightforward. It's about Nicolas Cage. He's a weirdo out in the woods, and he's got a pig, and he's like a truffle, like, I don't know what you would call those people, like a truffle forager or whatever. Like, he goes out in the woods, his pig smells where truffles are, and he digs them up, and he sells them to the Hereditary guy, and that's how he lives. And then, like, literally 10 minutes into the movie, somebody breaks into his shack and steals his pig, and then he goes into the city to find his pig. And that's kind of the whole movie. And then, like, the twist is that, does anybody care?
No.
I don't think anyone's going to watch this movie. It's not really even a twist, but, like, the main point of the movie is, like, Nick Cage is, like, basically, like, Anthony Bourdain. Like, he was, like, this very well-renowned chef, and then, like, his life fell apart, and he became this recluse. So, like, the movie has this weird undercurrent of, like, restaurateur culture, which, like, comes out of nowhere. And then, like, the movie is about, like, loss and, like, not being able to, like, move along with your life, which is something I can relate to. Problem is, it's funny. I can sit there and tell you this movie is not bad, and it's well made. Nicolas Cage is actually pretty good in the movie. But, like, I could not get invested in this movie. It just didn't connect with me. Like, I'm not going to tell you it's a bad movie because it's not. But, like, there was just something about it where, like, I didn't make that connection. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit back and objectively say it's not a bad movie. Like, the direction's well done. I thought most of the performances were pretty good. But, like, overall, like, it just didn't land at all for me. Like, it also, like, it does a lot of things that kind of go all over the place. Like, the first contact, like, Nick Cage comes across as this old restaurant guy that, like, he runs, like, a restaurant fight club, like, underground. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then that kind of goes nowhere. And then you find out that, like, the Hereditary guy has a bad relationship with his father, and the father lost his wife, and that's why he's a big piece of shit. And, like, I don't know. To me, like, the movie it was kind of one note the whole way through, and I didn't really, like, it's really short. It's only, like, an hour and 28 minutes long. But, like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's bad, but, like, it left me, like, just going, eh. Like, I didn't really connect to anything about that movie. So, yeah, it's fine, I guess. It's like a 5. I watched Loki, which we already talked about. So I've been on, like, an anime kick here lately. I've been really trying to get back to being my old weeby self because I'm getting very old and I feel my age and I want to reconnect to my youth. But I also just beat Persona 4 all over again, and Persona is a very, like, anime-heavy video game. So, like, it's put me in the mood to watch some anime. So I went to Netflix, and they have a lot of it. And I was like, what do they got? I came across this series called Doro Hidoro. It's the best thing I've seen in years. I fucking loved it. It's incredible. Each episode's only 22 minutes long, so there's only 12 episodes. You'll finish it in no time. It's one of the most creative things I've watched in a very, very long time. I adored it. I was sad that it was over. Like, there hopefully is going to be a second season. They haven't announced it if it's going to be yet. Apparently it's done very well numbers-wise on Netflix. But, like, it's one of the wildest fucking shows. Like, it's like got this... so basically the overall premise is there's sorcerers, and sorcerers, like, swap out the word sorcerers with the word mutant, because that's basically what they are. Like, they're a different class of people than humans.
Like witchers?
Like witchers, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. It's yeah, you could say that. But, like, they live in this other plane of existence, all the sorcerers. But there's this city where all the humans live called the Hole. And sorcerers literally just go down to the Hole. And the Hole is this, like, dilapidated, like kind of like just run down like urban, like ultra urban environment kind of thing, like brutalist industrialized environment. Anyway, sorcerers come down to the hole, and they literally think so little of humans that they just experiment on them to figure out what their magic is and to get better at with their magic. And all the sorcerers, their magic manifests in different ways. Like this one guy who's like the main bad guy, he can turn people into mushrooms. It's fucking wild. I don't want to give too much away because it's a lot of twists and turns. It's very strange. It's like the whole thing, which I thought about a little bit, but like the whole thing is kind of told in media res. Like you don't really learn, like you only learn things through context. They don't ever fucking stop to explain anything, which I kind of like. But anyway, so the main protagonist of the show is this lizard man who's like this giant dude that has a crocodile head, and he's trying to figure out who fucking turned him into this crocodile head because he doesn't have any memories. And then his like sidekick is this chick that like is a chef, and she's also like a martial arts expert. It's fucking awesome. It's awesome, and it's violent, and like all of the design work is like the weirdest shit you've ever seen. Like all the sorcerers have to wear masks that signifies them being sorcerers, and all their masks are just like the weirdest shit ever. Like one guy literally has like a heart for a mask. One guy's got like a planet. Like it's just weird. And like the funny thing is that if you look at like the main designs, like if you looked at like screenshots or like the manga, you'd be like, okay, this is like grim dark, like very serious because there's a lot of like skull imagery and like blood and gore. But like it's really not. Like it's actually like kind of wholesome and sweet in a lot of ways. So it's like this weird juxtaposition.
It's funny. Like I'm glad you said that because like the pictures I saw, like your paintings and stuff, I thought it was like a Killer 7 thing.
No, it's like it's really like the funny thing is that besides like the main like boss villain who's named N, who's got kind of like a mask. No, it's En. His mask is kind of like an Immortan Joe, like skull mask kind of thing at the bottom. Even later on, you get to sympathize with him a little bit. But like the other two main bad guys that work for N, I mean, they really aren't bad guys. Like you understand the perspective, and they're not like malicious. So it's weird. Like the show kind of has no villain. Like it's strange. You don't think that would work, but it works really well. And like again, every episode is very different, and the whole world is very creative and interesting. I don't know. I loved it. And like the other thing about it is the animation itself is fantastic. It looks really, really good. A lot of anime nowadays, they do like too much CGI. Like they use a lot of like 3D models and then they draw over those, kind of like cell shading. This uses it a little bit, but then uses a lot more hand-drawn stuff, and it looks great. Like, it looks really, really good. The action sequences look fantastic. Like, I can't say enough good things about it. As soon as I finished it, I got all of the manga, so I'm going to read that, because I can't wait to see how the story progresses. But Doro Hidoro, it's technically a Netflix original, highly recommended. Loved it. So, can't say enough good things about it. Also, I watched the dub, and the dub is very good. Like, the voice actors they got for the dub were fantastic. Yeah, that's all I watched. So now let's talk about fucking Redtails. Yeah. So this movie was produced by George Lucas, and
it was. I thought you guys were just joking.
Well, no, did you watch? I guess you probably weren't paying attention when you started it, but there's like the huge Lucasfilm splash is like the first thing you see.
Yeah, this is a Lucasfilms movie. And you get like it's hard to miss it because the rest of the movie is literally just Star Wars. Like they it's bad enough Lucas has to like reuse shots in every one of his Star Wars movies, and they have to like redo things that you've seen in other Star Wars movies. It's like, oh, this is just like Empire. Oh, this like it's bad enough. This movie does that. And yeah, yes, I know that Star Wars like used a lot of shots from like the Triumph of the Will. Like I get that. It doesn't like the context now is lost. Like you going back and redoing it in World War II is stupid. Like oh God. I don't know. The plot of this movie. There's no gods.
There is no plot.
Yeah, there really is no plot.
So, like, so the movie, for people who haven't seen it, it's about the Tuskegee Airmen, the black fighter pilots from World War II. It follows it follows too many characters.
Yes.
Because
Yeah, legit. Like, I got confused as to who died and who got captured. I was like, oh, those are two different guys. Like, oh,
you can't, because it has like 8 or 9 main characters who they wear the same uniform, and they're all fighter pilots, so their heads are covered. All you can barely see is their eyes, and half of them are wearing sunglasses on top of that.
Well, yeah,
so
you
can't tell who's
go ahead,
who's who, and I couldn't pick up on their code names enough. Like, the main character, I believe, was Lightning.
Yeah, well, Lightning or
Easy.
Yeah, Easy. Yeah. Easy was like he was in charge of the squadron or whatever.
Easy was the one who drank, and then Lightning was the hothead.
Yeah.
Before we get too far into it, can we just touch on Easy's drinking problem real quick? Because it's like they got to set it up so they have some kind of conflict, and it's like, you're a drunk. I know it hasn't affected us like in any way whatsoever.
I mean, it doesn't matter because this movie doesn't matter. But like the thing where like Easy literally like basically saves a pilot's life and then gets him to land and he's fine, and then Lightning confronts him. He's like, "You've been drinking," and it's like, okay, that confrontation works if that guy died and he didn't get him back. Like, he just performed, like, amazingly. Like, even if he was drinking, it clearly didn't affect his fucking piloting at all or, like, his in-air judgment. Like, it was such a weird-ass thing. It was like, I was watching, I was like, did I miss something? Like, and to go back to the overall problems with this movie and the overall narrative, so you got all the story about all the pilots, but then you got the story of like the higher ups in the military and like Terrence Howard and like his like fighting with the like upper brass, and like that felt like a different movie, and like I didn't care about that either.
Was anybody else mildly confused when they're talking about the old man that they're actually talking about Terrence Howard at first because he's like the same age as the rest of them?
Well, and he's also like
not younger than some of them.
To me, like, I felt like they should have switched Terrence Howard and Cuba Gooding Jr. because Terrence Howard, at least visually, looks younger than Cuba Gooding Jr.
Bro, what is Cuba Gooding Jr. even doing in this movie? See? Like, there's so many weird vocal affects in this movie that, like, I swear to God, when Cuba Gooding Jr. comes on, he's, like, doing a, like, faux British colonel accent for, like, 2 minutes and it just goes away.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. So there's all this happening, and then there's just like, it's the whole movie is broken down like this. You have a fairly exciting like dogfighting scenes, and then it cuts to like all the other bullshit. Back to dogfighting scenes, bullshit, dogfighting scenes. Main character dies, fucking movie's over. That's it. But it's so long. This movie's fucking long.
There's like 3 outstanding like action set pieces. The 3 like there's the first dog fighting with them where they're just like are they a decoy or an escort, but they're not supposed to engage. Then they're escorting the bombers the second time, and that is awesome. And the third time when the Nazis have the jets, which I mean, maybe I am an amateur in World War II aerial combat. I had no idea they had jet fighters that far back.
Yeah, you obviously didn't play a lot of like fucking what was that fucking old PC flight sim game? It was like Axis and something or other. Yeah, I only know that because I played the fucking video game.
Yeah, Panzer Front and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have these 3 incredible like aerial battles, and they look great.
The cold open is good too. That's not the movie opens with an aerial fight that they're not even involved in. That's pretty cool looking.
Oh yeah, the bomber is just getting like destroyed.
Yeah, it's hilarious though that like the strategy is, hey, the support fighters that are here to protect the bombers, the new strategy is stay and protect the bombers. Like, holy shit, we never thought of that.
And I'm speaking of like not being like super boned up on war stuff. Did like USGIs, weren't we still at war with Italy? Weren't they still part of the Axis at this point? Like, would they really be dropping out and dating Italian civilians?
Thinking that the entire time. To answer your question, yes. And the thing is, like, obviously I'm not like a fucking expert, but like there were pockets in Italy that were like against the, you know, the fascists and all, but it was, you know, it does seem kind of strange that they'd all be like in my opinion, so what Sean's talking about, sorry, we don't have Gogs to focus in on a synopsis like we usually do, but Lightning, the character of Lightning, also this, did this seem...
Were you thinking of Cars the whole time?
Yeah. Did this scene seem incredibly ridiculous to you guys anyway? Like, so after the first mission that we see with the Tuskegee guys, Lightning flies back through town and he sees a woman in like out like hanging her laundry and he like waves to her. It's like, aren't these planes going incredibly fast? Like why would it's like, hey, what's up? Like, it just seemed like so ridiculous. Also the fact that he could fly by there and then pinpoint his way back there on his truck to get back, it seemed kind of absurd to me. I don't know. Maybe what do I know? I
know in Vietnam movies they end up like dating Vietnamese women, or like there's like French women in World War II films, but like we weren't at war with the South Vietnamese, nor were we at war with the French, even though we probably should have been.
Yeah.
Like, so this whole plot line, and like I don't want to be this guy, and I know racism in Europe's a whole different thing. The idea that this like black servicemen, first of all, these guys like can go wherever they want all the time. Like there's no like,
right,
where are you? But like that Italian servicewoman who speaks no English is going to fall in love, or an Italian civilian that speaks no English is going to fall in love with this black pilot in 1943? Question mark.
Yeah,
is ridiculous. And then like somebody's talking about the special effects, and like a lot of them are good, but there's a lot of like. There's a scene, I think that scene in particular, where she's hanging her laundry in the back. Looks like Naboo. It looks like they shot it on a green screen.
Yeah.
But where I really started to feel like George Lucas had his hand in this movie more than I thought originally was that they fall in love in 2 dates without a common language. You know what I mean? Like,
well, also like all of their dialogue between them is so like fucking cringy and like annoying. Like, he comes to her house, they've never met before, and she's like, "Here, meet my mom." And like, what is going on? Like, also, she doesn't say that because she doesn't know English at all, and he doesn't know Italian. It's like he should have done the fucking Family Guy thing. Bop-a-da-boop. Like, that aspect of this movie, the other thing is like, you know, I've watched too many bad movies, I guess, and I'm very cynical, but I was like, well, Lightning's going to die because the only reason to introduce a love interest is so he has something to die for, and that's exactly what they did.
Especially when it's like, I want you to live in Italy. He's like, okay. I'm like, okay, well, now they got to kill him because there's no way everybody's not going to be like, wait a minute, how's that going to work? Like,
yeah, it was so fucking stupid and like transparent. Also, the way like Lightning dies is so fucking dumb. It's just like, all right, I'm just going to take this one for the team for no reason whatsoever. The whole squadron is still around. Like, you could have fucking done something else.
And like, not Reagan, but Deke, I guess, must have been like 50 Cent's dad, because this motherfucker gets shot 2,000 times in the movie and still survives somehow.
So anyway, that's kind of the movie. The like up and downs of this movie are just like aerial fights that are too far apart, and then just like interpersonal problems with the squad because they like, you know, Lightning is a hothead and Easy is a drunk, but he's like not really a drunk. Like, he's a drunk because they show every other couple scenes he's like taking a hit off of like a little whiskey bottle, but like he never like flies off the handle. He's never like
can we have
belligerent
a scene of Easy flying the plane backwards or some shit? Like
what is the point of his alcoholism? He doesn't do anything wrong. The only thing he does wrong is at one point one of the pilots gets like fucked up in the cockpit. So he's able, that's the one I was talking about earlier. He's able to land. When he lands, he's still kind of fucked up, and they're like, well, he can't really see very well out of his left eye. But this kid is like begging Easy, who's in charge of him, to let him fly again. So he does, and it's like, how is that Easy's fault? Like, I don't really, you know what I mean? Like,
the only thing Easy really does wrong in this movie is tell Lightning not to stand up for him when they go for the cheap heat N-word. You know?
Oh,
what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like, I was telling, or we were all in a group text, but I think I was responding to Alex specifically. It's really weird to watch this movie right now, and I hate being like, oh, in your 2021 lens, to see these black dudes like begging for the right to be murdered for their country when it's like you can just wait 10 years and not use your turn signal and get murdered for the country and not have to go through all this shit.
Yeah, for real. Like, it's this movie.
The messaging is like so like neoliberal like bullshit. Like there's a
that's the other reason why it's a George Lucas movie, right? Because he is he is the omega neolib, right? Because he's super I'm gonna put it in probably the beginning of this show, but that thing we were joking about last week where this was when this movie was coming out and he was doing his press tour for it, and he's like what? He's like, I made an all-black film. Who'd have thought of that? And he said that when this movie came out, like there's never been a black movie before he decided to make one. Like, that's his level of just like absurd. Like, he doesn't get it. Like, he's got good intentions, but he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about because he's a billionaire. You know what I mean?
Maybe the worst piece of expositional dialogue in the history of film is in this movie. They're escorting their first like bomber mission where they're finally able to go get killed for their country. And they're like, all right, this is what we do. We stay back here and we forego the glory to save these people. And then literally the two white pilots who look like they're in Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow, because for some reason the inside of their plane is CG'd, but the rest of them, I don't know. It looks really bizarre. But one turns to the other and goes, hey, they're skipping out the glory to save our asses. Like, literally what we're watching, what the other characters just said. Like, it's like...
well, he saw the movie. He must say... Yeah,
it's like... This is where, like, the inter-pilot dialogue is either that on the nose or, like, this is where the fun begins. Like, it's very Star Wars-y in some points. Or... this happens less in the movie. I don't know if this is a product of reshoots or things that got cut. But in the first, like, couple scenes, people are speaking in this incomprehensible pastiche of jives from across history.
Yeah, it's
like,
weird. Yeah.
I'll bet you a fat man against a hole in donut that Mrs. Johnson down at the church. Oh, Lord of G's. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? And then Neo's in this movie, and I don't know if he actually talks like this in real life. But, like, he's got this weird...
Which one was Neo? He was the guy that played guitar?
He was Smokey, where it sounds like he's got, like...
Yeah.
He's chewing on a softball.
Yeah, I want to swim down here. I can't, yeah.
I think he does talk like that.
Okay.
Because he was in they did a remake of The Wiz a few years ago.
Yeah.
And he played the Tin Man in that, and he sounded just like...
So that's just how he talks.
Just like this. So I think that's just how he talks.
Also,
and it happened to fit this movie.
Michael B. Jordan shows up for some reason. He's like barely is in the movie, but
I was expecting him to be a bigger role.
Nah,
Method Man barely outdoes the RZA in Ghost Dog for how much he's in this movie.
Method Man, it's funny though. Method Man with a mustache, he looks so much like Steve Harvey. I couldn't stop laughing when he showed up. I was just going, "Oh Lord!"
I literally just now realized why we watch Redtails. Like, I forgot that we were in Wu-Tang month, and Method Man's in the movie so short, like it didn't even dawn on me. I thought
the other guy that was the mechanic, he was in Luke Cage, and he was also
Andre Arroyo. He's in a bunch of shit.
He was Eddie Brock's boss in Venom.
Oh yeah.
He's also like a junkie in something we watched too, and he's in Spike Lee movies too.
He's in a lot of stuff. Yeah, he's pretty good. I like that guy.
Yeah,
he was good in this. I mean, it's just like,
there's a lot of like
a lot of people were good in this, but the dialogue is just so bad.
Well,
like what they were given to work with is so bad. Like, how can you?
Yeah, totally. Terrence Howard is like acting his heart out, but with like the worst dialogue you could possibly have.
Well, Terrence Howard. So, like, first of all, I feel like I got to say this. I think that the dialogue, while bad, I agree it's bad. I think that the direction doesn't help the dialogue either. Because, like, when you're not in the air with these guys, it's the flattest, most boring direction. Like, every scene is like just very flat and one tone, and there's no color palette. Like, it's just very.
Yeah,
It looks very.
It's a very. The whole movie is very sepia.
It's very.
If they're not flying.
It's very generic and flat. Like, it looks like they just, you know what I mean? Like, there's no like kind of flair to it at all. And I think even with that bad dialogue, if you made this movie like with a little bit more like character, I think you could make it more interesting. The problem is when you have 100 characters, you don't care about any of them, and you have boring ass dialogue and boring ass scenes to watch. What the hell is there? Like, there's nothing.
It's a movie that's ostensibly about racism and overcoming racism that doesn't feel like dealing with it like in any meaningful way.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the movie, the first, like, the title card is a quote from some old military journal or whatever, like a training manual. That's like, black people are weak-willed and they're not capable of, like, they're black people are like weak-willed, and they're also like cowards, and they're not worthy of training, or some. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Yeah. I'm also reading one of Alex's texts, but no, just kidding.
Whoa. No.
It was Sean's text. Sorry, but no. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But that is what it says in the beginning, and it's quoting some kind of military whatever from like the 1920s. And it's like, okay, like you established immediately that this is a movie about racism. And then it's kind of dropped. Like, there's that one scene where Lightning goes to the officers' bar and they get the N-word in there, and he gets into a fight, and they have like Easy and him getting to like an argument about how he should not get into a fight and how he just needs to blend in or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that quest is kind of finished. Sorry, I've been playing too many video games.
Well, it's like the whole movie's like that. Like, for a movie that's that long, with room to kind of breathe, like, they use it for romance subplots and stupid other shit instead of like, hey, they're gonna go and pull the plug on our program. Then they cut to that scene, and Terrence Howard's like, hey, who leaked this to the media? It's like, okay, that's all resolved. Everything gets resolved in like 10 seconds.
Well, I was gonna say that the officers club scene is resolved later on because because the bomber guys are like happy they saved their lives, and they go to the officers club, and now they're welcomed. It's like, well, what? Yeah, that's it.
There's so many "Hey boys, we canceled racism" moments in this. Like, we did it.
Yeah,
it's over.
There's that one scene where they're like, it's in that same officers club scene where he's like, "Oh, you guys don't like to. We call you colored, but that's not what you guys like to be called." And that's like a joking
queer. No, Homer. Just call me John.
Yeah, it's a weird. That's a good way to put it. I was trying to figure out how to say that, but you're absolutely right. This is a movie about racism that doesn't want to tackle racism like at all.
And it's also, I guess, because of a function of the rating, it's like a very bloodless war movie, which is fine. A lot of them are, but the scene where when Lightning gets killed and then Easy just goes shit. Like he threw a gutter ball or something. Like, it's like the flattest, weirdest. Like, he needs to curse.
Yeah,
but
it's so bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say in general too, the guy that played Easy is like really bad. Like, I felt like the rest of the actors are okay to fine, but like I thought the guy that played Easy was like real bad. Like, I did not care for his performance.
Also, did we really need Ray Gunn's fucking great escape side plot? Like,
no,
that is in the movie for 2 seconds and goes nowhere. And
I mean, when he shows up at the end, I was like, I forgot about it. I was like, oh yeah.
I guess he shows up to kind of like give a somewhat like upper ending for Lightning's funeral. I guess.
Also, we didn't talk about like the main German bad guy that keeps showing up.
Yeah,
that's like real dumb.
They make the curious decision not to subtitle him, but like, it's not a movie like it's not fucking Arrival or something where being like where you're let me say, where the protagonists are in a situation where you're supposed to empathize with them because they don't understand what's going on.
Right.
This is just us watching them. Like, why don't they just? Did they just not subtitle it for so he can say African or something? And I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that decision at all.
It was a weird choice. Like, honestly, like, I think that just having the like one Nazi pilot, like, that is a dumb choice in and of itself. And again, it only serves the function to make Lightning's sacrifice try to make sense, but I still think it's incredibly stupid.
Well, it's funny, after I was like, I think George Lucas directed this movie, I went back and looked up, and I guess he was pissed with the original cut of it, so he directed reshoots.
No shit.
Which means I bet you every single scene where they're not in an airplane, he had Aaron Magruder from the Boondocks rewrite it, which means he probably told him exactly what to write, because you know how Lucas is.
Yeah.
So, like, I bet you most of those scenes he directed all the, like, dialogue and, like...
I bet you you're right.
Where they're singing spirituals while they're painting the planes and all that other fucking goofy shit that, like, he...
oh, wow. Yeah, you're probably 100% right on that.
There's some... I texted you... Or did I text Alec? One of you. There's some real, like, Amos and Andy type shit in the beginning of this movie. That's
it's real uncomfortable. I didn't look it up. I didn't know. I didn't look up if the person directing this were they a black as well or no?
I don't know. He went on to direct Treme, which was a pretty good show if I recall, but I'm not sure.
That was pretty good. Anyway, it felt that stuff in the beginning felt kind of awful. Like I don't know if it was. It definitely didn't feel right.
I'm thinking about Lightning and Easy driving around in the Jeep specifically, and then when they meet, what's Andre Royo's character's name? The mechanic?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. The organic mechanic.
Yeah, it was like if Tucker Carlson wrote the movie Life is what it felt like.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, so do I. But, yeah.
It took 3 people to write this movie. So.
Yeah, well, Aaron Magruder, like I said, was brought on for however many reshoots they did, which I assume was the entire movie.
Also, Major Dad was in this movie, by the way. Yeah.
So was Bryan Cranston for 5 minutes.
So, the guy that directed this, Anthony Hemingway, is actually a black person. So he's got that going for him.
One of Ernest's illegitimate children.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston is like mustache twirlingly evil racist general,
right?
And he's pretty much exclusively done TV work.
But he's he's like PG racist. You know what I mean? Like he's like you said, like cartoon racist. It's not like I don't know, man.
The worst scene with him. Actually, Cranston's only in like 2 scenes, but like the scene after their successful mission, where they literally had like the most successful like air mission ever in military history, and Bryan Cranston's like, I still don't like you. Like,
yeah. They literally, like, didn't lose a single bomber for the first time in the whole war.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant when they literally crippled the German Air Force with 2 planes.
Oh yeah, that was the same mission. The same mission. Yeah, they didn't lose any bombers, and 2 planes literally laid waste to an entire German airfield.
It's like ridiculous.
Fuck you guys.
It was like fucking Bulletstorm or something. Like, watch this. I'm going to shoot this plane into that plane. Like, it's like, what the fuck am I watching?
One plane takes out an entire like destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because like Lightning. So there's like guns. It's a gunship. They're all over that fucking thing. And the one pilot, when he's like, I'm going to go attack it, and he's like, no, you're going to need a bomb. Those things have bulletproof fucking shielding. And he's right. But then Lightning's just like, nah, my sheer will and cockiness will blow up this destroyer.
And it did.
Yeah.
So he was right.
And
so
again, like I'm no military expert by any means, but I'm gonna think that one plane could get shot down by an entire ship full of guns.
Bro, I've got guns under my couch that have more firepower than were in those planes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's fucking nuts. I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about? This is a quick one. But
really. There's not a lot to the movie. It's
no.
A lot of filler mixed with some thriller. Like, it's not.
Man, you got all the great box quotes today.
It's just not like.
It's cheap crab cakes.
They could have cut out.
Yeah.
They could have cut out like a third of this movie, and it would probably be a movie that we all loved. and enjoy.
Yeah, I think I was about to say this, but like this is one of those movies. This is like a mole hole staple. I got to the halfway point of this movie and I paused it because I was like, well, it's got to be over soon. And it's still had another hour to go. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. This movie felt a lot like Marshall to me. I know I'd like that less than some other people did, where it was, again, like a message movie that doesn't really want to get too far into it.
Yeah, you can't come. I don't know. I guess that's kind of, you're kind of right, but also like the performances in Marshall are.
Oh, for sure. You're definitely right about that.
You're kind of right, but you're also a fucking moron.
No, the performances in Marshall are excellent.
The only performance in this that is like I thought was great was Lightning.
Yeah,
like,
he was good. I like that guy.
Actor. Like I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, and I always liked him. He played Martin Luther King in that movie Selma. He was really good.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, that was pretty good.
But that guy, really good actor. But he seems to get cast in a lot of like almost like independent type stuff.
He's also a very interesting looking dude too. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like super Hollywood.
Yeah. I agree.
I think he's short. That might be part of the problem. I think he's only like 5'9" or 5'8".
Gross.
Like he's not your typical leading tall.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Tom Cruise is like 5'3".
So he also can run like a 3-minute mile.
That is true. And he'll show it to you in every single movie. All right. Anything else, guys, before we get into Five Knuckle Shuffles?
Nope.
No, I just love the message that the power of good pussy can destroy a German destroyer.
I mean, true. Also, she was really hot. I thought.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, she was super hot. Gogs. Yeah, I watched Fruitopia, and it was a two. Alec. Yeah, he watched Fruitopia. The old Pepsi drink.
The kaleidoscope commercials.
Yeah. The iced tea brewed by hippies, but produced by a soulless mega multi-country corporation.
This is nothing but beet juice and peyote.
I'm going to give this like a 6.
Wow.
I didn't hate it, but it wasn't good enough to like put it up into the 7 to 10 range where I like actually liked it. It was too long, obviously. Like I didn't think this movie was going to be 2 hours when I picked it.
No. Yeah.
I never expected it to be that long.
I didn't expect it to be that long while I was watching it.
Like some of the like the performances like really aren't good, but also like I think we already talked about it. The material that they were given isn't that good. Like the story in this like tells itself. Like you don't like it's. I don't know what went wrong with the actual writing of the dialogue and the direction, but like this is a compelling story to begin with. Like the Tuskegee Airmen are like legendary.
Oh, absolutely.
Like an easy movie to make, and they nailed what should have been the hardest part, like the aerial battles. Like it's disappointing that that the movie's so much of a slog outside of that, because I would think that would be the hardest thing to lend authenticity to, is these huge fights in the sky, and they all look great.
Yeah, agreed.
It's like in Star Wars where it's in space, so you don't have to worry about like backgrounds and shit. Like you still got clouds, you still got ground behind them. I didn't notice the CGI being obviously bad, except for the very end of the movie when the dude comes back from being captured, and like he walks and there's a truck that goes behind him through like mud. But like it leaves no tire tracks because
I didn't even notice.
Like the truck driving behind him. I was like, wait a minute, he just played like mud hole the whole time, and all of a sudden there's no tire tracks. The truck just like was just added after the fact. Like they couldn't just get a truck to drive by, which makes no sense. There's not a lot of deaths in this movie, or deaths that we care about in this movie, but not when Lightning died, but when the kid died, like that actually did like move me a little bit. but that was early enough in the movie that I didn't realize how sloggy the rest of it was going to be.
Wait a minute, which kid? Are you talking about Michael B. Jordan?
No,
That kid didn't die.
No, he got. That's what I say. He got shot twice. He got shot down twice and still lived.
Oh, the one guy died. The one guy did die, though. Didn't the one guy get shot up and die?
Which guy?
I thought, I guess he die? I don't even know. It's bad.
The one I'm thinking of is the guy that got shot, went blind. They let him fly anyway. He got shot down again. But if you hear, there's a bit of dialogue where it's like, yeah, they think he's going to make it. We're going to ship him back home.
Oh, the one that crashed. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking. Yeah, the one that there's no way he should have lived that. Like, he crashed. Like, you see his, like, burned corpse in the fucking cockpit.
Maybe I'm confusing the scenes and just thinking about the scene where
you think the kid dies because the guy that was in the prison camp with him turns in his fucking dog tags, but then he comes back at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking of the one who got shot up real bad. It ended up crashing.
Yeah, he lived.
On his whole way down before crashing when he's like...
Yeah.
When the plane's filling with gas and turning into like a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, and he's bleeding. I can't see. My head hurts. I can't...
Yeah. Now he lives.
Also, how could he... Like, why didn't they just kill him? Like, that seems stupid that he survives that.
I think if I had to guess, and who knows, but it's because Lightning has a very similar crash, and maybe it's like, oh, well, the other guy lives, so he'll probably live, which is where I thought it was going, to be honest, at this point.
Oh, God, that would have been terrible. Lightning's fine.
He went back to his home planet. So 6. TJ.
This is gonna be a 5 for me, dog. I didn't hate this movie either, but like, it's just, I'm never gonna think about this movie again. The in-between parts are really bad, but like the flight stuff, like the dog fighting, is really neat. In a better movie, like, you might have actually had something, but like the stuff in between the dog fighting is so fucking forgettable, and it's just nothing. It just washes away. And it's interesting that this director's worked pretty much only in TV, because it looks like it looks like something that should be on TV. And you know what? I can't even say that anymore, because TV production has gotten a lot better. It looks like something that should have been on TV in like the early 2000s. Like, it's just very full.
Looking at his stuff, and like, he's directed episodes of that show Power.
I've never seen that.
Like, it's got like 2 spinoffs, and people say that it's great.
It's like a soap opera, right? Like a nighttime soap opera.
Yeah, it's on Stars, so it's like limited to the access you can get to it. I think Michael Jai White might be in it.
Oh shit, I like him.
Or he might have
been. Is it a karate soap opera?
I don't think so.
Dude, karate soap opera.
Like one of his Instagram posts or something. Maybe he's just posting about it.
Oh, okay.
But he like hashtagged a bunch of posts with Power in it.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, this movie was just kind of there. I just thought it was pretty dumb. So yeah, it's a 5 for me, dog. I'll forget. This is one of those movies. By the end of the year, I'll forget that we had watched it, and we'll bring it up in the future. I'll be like, we watched that. So yeah, Sean.
It's a 6 for me, because mostly of the dogfighting, like, you don't usually get to see the scale of these, like, aerial. Usually when you see dogfighting in a movie, it's like 1 or 2 planes. You don't see like these like walls of planes like they would have had in these big escort missions. I thought that was cool. I wasn't bored in the way I usually am with these movies, because this movie has like no narrative structure. Like, the movie doesn't know where it's going. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like
it wasn't predictable. You were like, well, I guess I got to kind of pay attention.
Yeah, because it's like you in a movie that like an Earthman would write, like the whole thing would be like, you know, nobody trusts them, nobody believes in them, and it leads up and it leads up and it leads up and it leads up, and then they overcome something. But that's set up and then resolved in the first scene, and then the movie's just kind of wandering around for like an hour and 45 minutes, you know what I mean?
And also,
even their last mission, I'm not sure I totally understand what happened, because they're supposed to be escorting some fucking general or something, but they didn't show up, and then they went to... I was like, also not really paying attention, but like, it just kind of... The movie just kind of like off on a fucking butterfly chase. Like, where the fuck is it going?
Well,
like,
to your point, where it's like, you should, you know, they're not, that nobody trusts them, and then, but like, the no one trusts them, and then they overcome that, is literally the halfway point in the movie, and then there's still half of the movie to go. Like
Right.
they have their big, like really the end of the movie should be that big successful fucking escort mission that won everybody over, but it's not.
Yeah, and then like they decide like it's like, well, we got to have something else go on, so let's just have like 10 minutes of Slaughterhouse-5 in it for no reason with this fucking prison break that like, hey, you wonder why you wanted to sit with us. We know you can't be a spy. Then it cuts, then you forget about everything that's going on there, and then they cut back to them jumping out of a hole.
Yeah,
like an hour later, like, huh? Oh yeah, oh fuck yeah, I forgot about you. Yeah, like it's again technically from the dogfighting again I thought was a lot of fun, but the rest of the movie is just like a fucking mess. Like I mean, like in the weirdest kind of way, and I don't know if it's a victim of reshoots or like bizarre editing choices or whatever, but like the fucking Naboo romance subplot goes nowhere. The fucking prison break thing goes nowhere.
The alcoholism goes nowhere.
Right. And it's like because they need to set up like some kind of but you had the perfect like antagonism between the two of them with the way they view race relations already. But you've had to throw the alcohol in there to give him like, because George Lucas doesn't view the way Lightning views the racial conflict as bad or incorrect or morally soft. So he's like, well, alcoholism's bad. But like, but it amounts to nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why is it, but it's there just to give him a negative quality. Like, because Lightning doesn't fall in line, that's his negative quality. You know what I mean? So it's like,
it's weird. It's a very strange film.
As we're talking about it, like the more we talk about it, like this is basically, I mean, obviously with a few changes, this is basically the same movie as Pearl Harbor.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen it either.
But like,
also with Cuba Gooding Jr., if I remember correctly.
Cuba Gooding Jr. is also in the Tuskegee Airmen, the original movie.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
He also said famously, "Someone sucked that baby's dick," which is possibly my favorite quote from a celebrity ever. Which I might also dig up and put in the show.
In Pearl Harbor, like the Pearl Harbor attack happens like not even halfway through the movie.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
They get their revenge and then the movie keeps going after that. It's kind of like that, like they didn't think through appropriately how to pace the movie and get it into an appropriate time slot.
Yeah. I highly recommend this movie if you like to play like a Nintendo Switch and then just put it down for a second to watch the dogfights and then go back to your Nintendo Switch because you can get like a lot done in whatever you're playing. But it's like I can't get over the Lightning and fucking Easy scene where it's like, you know, from my point of view, white people are evil. Well, then you're lost. You know what I mean? Like they've got that fucking Anakin and Obi-Wan relationship, like, but it's just like George, like,
it was kind of weird. It was very strange.
Like, I feel like they had to make the villains the Italians because if you let George loose around a bunch of World War II Japanese people, you'd end up with Nemoidians again.
Oh boy, yeah, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Oh my god! So you think they're planning an attack?
We have awoken us, reaping a giant.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Well, that's Redtails. What do we have? Is this the end of this month, or do we have another week of this
month?
What's that?
Get ready. This is the end of this month.
What's next month?
Get ready for next month. Well, hold on. Is it? I think it is. Today's 25th.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We will not have another show. Yeah, in this month. So next month starts next week.
Get your asses to go to Pound Town for Dolphgist.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Wow, I gotta think about mine.
Oh man, we're gonna get into the dregs of Dolph Lundgren movies at some point, like the Silent Trigger and all that shit.
Go on. What channel was it, TJ? We were watching, or what streaming service was it when we were watching Maury and Jerry?
It was Plex. It was like Plex's offerings. Plex has like their own streaming options that you can watch.
But you can go find like millions of Dolph Lundgren movies.
Yeah.
Like 10 that probably came out this year.
They have like all the Dolph Lundgren movies. They have all the like new Van Damme and Steven Seagal movies. It's amazing.
There's like a whole category dedicated to Stone Cold Steve Austin movies.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got to pick Rocky 4 at some point, right? Like,
Does somebody have a pick? I mean, that can be our first one.
I don't have a pick.
I want to
gotta-
think about mine.
Well, I guess I'll fall on the sword then. Let's see. What do I want to pick? And
I mean,
we
you
watched.
right now. We can wait. You can give it.
Did we did we do the Punisher?
Yeah.
We did that already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was a Molly's episode, actually.
Was it another Dolph Lundgren month? Did we already do a Dolph Lundgren month?
No, we've just done a lot of Dolph Lundgren movies.
Well, because we did that, we did Dark Angel, we did
what's the one with Tony Jaa and Michael Jai White?
Skin Trade.
Skin Trade.
well, what's the
We
other
did
one?
Masters of the Universe.
Johnny Mnemonic.
What's the one with Brandon Lee? I've never seen it.
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
On a Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a movie you didn't actually watch, but you scored when you showed up. Like, you got there really late.
Yeah, I saw like the last 10 minutes of it or something. Still gave it a rating.
I'm going to pick a 2016 film called Don't Kill It, which looks really stupid.
I think me and Alec watched that.
You guys have watched it? All right, never mind.
We watched it for funzos. Yeah.
It's about
he's like a demon hunter. No, I'm going to pick something. I'll pick something else.
He keeps killing them, and then it's like, what's that movie? Fallen or Falling Down? With John Goodman.
Fallen, yeah.
Yeah, Fallen.
Which we also reviewed.
Did we do Day of Reckoning?
No, we did Regeneration.
I think Day of Reckoning might be too good.
Nah, hell, that movie fucking rules though.
Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna do Universal Soldier: Day of Reckoning. That movie is awesome. I want to watch something good.
We already reviewed that movie, but it was just me and you. Like,
we did review it.
Ago.
Fuck it. Then we're not doing it. No. We're gonna watch. Well, you know what? We'll come back to this. I feel like I don't want to. I feel like I'm just going through the list. I want to really pick something good.
TJ, off topic. Have you ever seen like a Asian cyberpunk-ish movie called 2040 or 2045 or something like that, where it's about a train?
Yeah, 20. Yeah, it's a what's it called? That Corey War. It's a love story movie. It's a sequel to fuck. Now I can't think of it. Zhang Ziyi is in it, and Tony Leung. It's a 2042, I think, or something. Yeah,
2044.
Something like that. It's fantastic. Yeah. It's incredible. It's
Somebody recommended it to me the other day.
If you've seen any of that other guy's movies, it's like the same idea. It's like it's technically a sequel to like, I forget the fucking title of the other movie, but like I can't think of the guy's name. It's like Core. I can't think of it. But anyway, Chinese guy. It's great. It's great. Go watch it. I love it. Right. It's very good. I haven't seen it in a very long time, but it's very good. You know what? I got my pick just based on the title alone because I love it so much. Hidden Assassin from 1995. CIA agent gets caught up in political intrigue after he gets brought in to solve the murder of the Cuban ambassador.
Yeah, because the CIA does that.
Or we'll just go with Silent Trigger because Sean just said it. You know what?
The one where he's the drummer or whatever, where he's like a bouncer or some shit. There's a band one too. I don't know.
There's a band.
I think it's called Command Performance.
Hold on. All right, fuck it. We're doing that one now.
Just double check.
Command Performance.
Yeah.
This is fascinating radio, by the way. I don't see it. All right, fuck it.
I'll look it up. Yeah.
We'll. I'm on his IMDb right now.
So definitely watching a Dolph Lundgren movie next week.
We're watching a Dolph Lundgren movie where Dolph Lundgren is drummer.
We can always watch Kindergarten Cop 2 at some point.
Is he in that?
I think so. I thought he was the lead.
I think he is.
Oh, God.
It's him. Oh man, is that Bill Bellamy? Him and Bill Bellamy.
It is called Command Performance.
Hell yeah.
Came out in 2009. All right, that's what we're watching. Command Performance.
Well, just get ready because we're watching Kindergarten Cop 2.
Do you think Bill Bellamy will have that headset microphone in the movie?
I hope so.
All right, everybody. We'll see you later.
A lot of bit.
Bye bye.